I'm Trip Douglas.
Welcome home and stuff.
And I'm Ernie Douglas.
James Bond, Secret Agent 007.
And we're here to tell you.
Ernie!
Just a minute, Uncle Charlie.
Come on, Ernie, you're gonna be late for school.
We're doing a promo for Me TV and junk.
Ernie, Trip.
Yes, Dad.
Come here a minute, will you?
We'll be down in a minute. As I was saying. Tramp, be quiet. Tramp?
Hey, have you guys seen Robbie? Oh, hi, I'm Katie Douglas.
We're my three sons.
Ernie, I had to learn about women like Melissa through long, tough experience.
Let me make my own mistakes. They're half the fun.
And one daughter-in-law.
Thanks. Now I really feel like one of the family.
Watch me on Me TV.
You think girls are just boys' gift wrap.
Weekday mornings at 7, 6 Central on Me TV.
It's real neat.
Hi, I'm John Malos, and welcome to Connect with Me, live on the showroom floor on this Tuesday morning on Comcast, channel 187 and 43.6. Today, the focus on business. We're going to be talking about the Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We have two guests in the house. Your phone calls, important, 265-4331. By now, you should know the number. As mentioned, the focus on business on this Tuesday morning, of course. Each and every Tuesday we try to focus on a local business here in the Central Valley. But before we get into that, I do want to mention, and I mentioned this Friday, I mentioned this again yesterday, but we will keep you updated on the time and the place for the memorial service that will take place for Bill Dietzel, who passed away last week of cancer. It will take place on April the 6th. That falls on a Saturday this year. By the way, bless you, Lauren. She happened to sneeze back there. Anyway, that'll take place on April the 6th. Our hearts, our prayers, our condolences go out to the Bill Dietzel family. Family and friends were by his side when he passed away. And my thanks yesterday to Nancy Osborne for coming on this program. You know what happened with Nancy. She suffered that brain injury and injured her shoulder when she slipped and fell in the studio at Channel 30. Forced an early retirement. We're going to ask Nancy to come back because we had so many phone calls. She's so much loved here in the Central Valley and very much missed watching her on Channel 30. Today, the focus on business, as mentioned, the Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Now, you might want to ask, what is the central focus of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce? Well, it is to promote business. How many Hispanic businesses then are there right here in Fresno in the Central Valley? Well, you know what? That's a good question for our two guests. And if you have any other questions, you can call in on our program today. It's 265-4331. You know, they take part in networking events. They're involved in other types of events like ribbon cuttings. And also they're going to take part in the Latino Women's Conference that's coming up on April the 12th. They'll have a fashion show. In fact, let's put up a picture right up on the screen right there. That's a boutique from last year's fashion show, the Women's Latino Conference. That's going to take place again this year on April the 12th. The focus today on business, though, with the Hispanic community, but we'll also talk about that fashion show that takes place on April the 12th. They focus on expos. They focus on a Hispanic heritage. And don't forget, around the corner is Cinco de Mayo. Of course, we all know what that is. We all celebrate here in the Central Valley. So live in our studio right now is Brandi Carpenter. She is a board member with the Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and Erwin Villagomez. He is on the Chamber Committee for the Latino Women's Conference. Your phone calls, important, 265-4331. You know, it's very confusing, my friends. There are two, count them, two Hispanic chambers of commerce. One is called the Fresno Area Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Today we have the Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And now that I've confused all of us here on Connect with Me, including you, the viewers at home, call in 265-4331. I'm confused. I need a break. So let's take a commercial timeout. Back in a moment.
Frigidaire. We introduced the first home freezer, the first pulsator agitator washer, and now we introduce the Frigidaire Orbit Clean Dishwasher, designed with a unique wash arm that gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
Welcome back. Today's program is on the Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce because we live here in the Central Valley. And with me now is Brandi Carpenter, Erwin Villagomez. Good to have you both here.
Thank you.
All right. So we got 2 chambers, 2 Hispanic chambers.
Yes.
It's confusing. Why are there 2 Hispanic chambers?
You know, it's been like that since I became a board member back in 2005.
Right.
And they've just been distinctly different. It's been that way for a while, but we do hope that maybe one day they will merge and we can just have one, so there would be no confusion.
Do they have different goals, and do they go in a different direction? Do they have a different outlook, or what? Erwin?
Well, when I came on board, I've been concentrating with the Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and I've also have support of the Fresno Area Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. My goal, personally, is to see them being merged into one, to have one voice for the Hispanic consumer and for the Hispanic market.
And there's some rumblings going on right now that in fact could happen, right? That the 2 could merge.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you would like to see that happen?
Oh, I'd love to see that happen.
And
yeah,
what would the benefits be if that happened? What would the benefits be of having just one, merging one big one as opposed to having 2?
Well, it'd be less confusing for the ones that are touring by, visiting and seeing the Hispanic chambers listed there. It could be confusing. I love them both. I love to see Dora, I love to see John Hernandez be able to think things out and be able to merge into one. The Black Chamber has done that. They merged 2 into 1
right.
Under Tate Hill. So we can see that happening in the future. Now, it's not up to us to decide, right? It's up to the board members from each of the respective Chamber of Commerce.
Right. Now, the president of your Chamber of Commerce is John Hernandez, right?
CEO, yes.
He's the CEO.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And he ran for Congress.
Correct.
Unfortunately, he didn't make it. And the president of the Fresno Area Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is who?
Dora Westerland.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they could possibly get together and talk about this, and it could happen. And this would benefit the Hispanic community, would it not?
Oh, and the businesses.
And the businesses.
Some of the businesses, when we introduce ourselves, they're like, oh, which one? I know there's another one. And I know the Fresno Area Hispanic Chamber is a actual foundation. So I think they're labeled a little differently. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the perception of Hispanics in this area? What do you think? I mean, I know your focus is, listen, we got to promote the Hispanic businesses. There are plenty of them here. There are probably more sprouting up, more emerging as time goes on. What is your thought about the perception of the Hispanics here in the Central Valley? They make up most of the population. They're hardworking. Yeah. What do you think? I want to get your comments on from both of you.
Well, I think even speaking for the Spanish language Hispanic-owned businesses, you know, some are mom and pop little shops, restaurants, right. And I think they, you know, what we want to do also is offer services to them. Maybe they don't know how, you know, to do a full business contract or have something in place. So if there's anything that's missing, we do have Alianza luncheons that are fully in Spanish. We have our members come in. Our business partners could be, you know, Union Bank, could be anything financially related that we think that they can benefit from.
I guess what I'm getting at is, like, a lot of the perception might be right or wrong. I don't create the perception. I'm just looking at it. You know, many people might think, oh, you know what, the Hispanics, they're only involved in you know, working in the farms or the fields, and that's not true, is it?
No. A lot of the core population that do come from Mexico would probably be the ones in the fields and, you know, in the small mom and pop restaurants. But then there are those that are third, fourth generation like myself that, you know, are professionals working for corporations. And, but I mean, there's a lot of opportunity there too, you know, to cater to them, to advertise to them, you know, to let them know, you know, because they have the spending power. You know,
of course they do.
1 and 2 when you walk down the street. I mean, you know, every other person's going to be Hispanic. So
And before the show here, we looked up some numbers. You actually did here in the Central Valley. Some 58,000 businesses. That's a lot of businesses here in Central California. 21.4% of those businesses are Hispanic, which makes up about 12,180.
And growing.
And growing. Is that a lot, in your opinion? Erwin, let's start with you.
Well, that's a lot, and that's based on 2007 statistics, so imagine today it's going to be even more. We do see the power of the Hispanic business today. We do see opportunities for human patternization through through mobile technology that we're able to create to capture data from Hispanics. We're now seeing a trend under Hispanic marketing, how they're changing their views on how to attack, per se, the consumer through different methods that they do through marketing and advertising. So we do see that change now today.
Is it harder for a Hispanic to go in and say get a business loan than it would be for, say, anyone else?
No, not at all. I
Not
think,
really, huh?
you know, I mean, the banks are
the banks are tight with everybody.
Yeah, and some banks, I think I worked with Bank of the West a couple years back, and they actually were changing all their forms in Spanish. So if, you know...
Are they easy to work with getting loans, or you found that to be true?
Yes, and we've had them come in and speak at some of our Amigo luncheons and speak to, well, Alianza luncheons as well, you know, to speak to that, to let them know, you know, we're here to help you, and, you know, because you have to kind of invite them in, you know.
You know, one of the most successful Hispanic businesses right here in the Central Valley is like 2 doors down from us, Castillo's Restaurant.
Oh, yes.
Been around here for a long time. I love going in there for lunch. Great service, great food. They're one of the big success stories. They're one of the ones that the Hispanics in this community can look up to. Am I right about that?
That's correct.
These are the types of businesses that you have to really put to the forefront so people can see this is what can be done with hard work.
Exactly. And for example, the Business Expo that the Chamber puts on every year, we highlight those local businesses like that, and we, you know, want to let them know we support you, and, you know, we want to tell their story. So we offer awards at those expo and events as well for, you know, Business of the Year, you know, Rising Star Business. So
Right. Before we go to break, I want to put up a couple of pictures up on the screen. One of them is of a classroom here. What are we looking at, Erwin and Brandi? What is this picture here?
So that is a workshop that took place last year, and it looks like it was a SBA that led the workshop. And
what's the focus of that workshop?
That workshop in particular was to help, you know, your business and make sure that you have everything in place to, you know, better your business.
Same workshop here?
This one I'm not sure. When do you know?
Yeah, that's with breast cancer awareness.
Okay.
We do have breast cancer awareness as well. We had 2 workshops set for that last year. The executive director with the Susan G. Komen, Cancer for the Cure, was there.
Right. Yeah. She was here. Yeah. So a very, very good organization, obviously, the Susan G. Komen Foundation, of course, breast cancer. And we're going to be talking more about that, and also the fashion show that's going to be coming up. We are, of course, here on the floor of Ventura TV today. Connect with me. We're talking with Brandi Carpenter and Erwin Villagomez. We're going to come back. Your phone calls, if you want to call in, it's 265-4331. We're back in just a moment.
I'm Lou Grant. Mary asked me to do a promo for Me TV.
You want to see me, Lou?
Not now, Ted. Watch me on...
Danish donuts?
I said not now, Ted. Watch me on Me TV.
You don't like me? I'll fire you.
Watch Mary Tyler Moore. I'll fire you.
Me TV Fresno, now on Comcast Channel 187.
Meow.
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the save energy, save time, save money place. The Energy Star qualified #1 rated high-efficiency Cabrio from Whirlpool Place. You heard right. Right now, save big on select Whirlpool Cabrio laundry pairs and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
Talking with members of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce right here in the Central Valley, Brandi Carpenter and Erwin Villagomez. What specifically do you do, guys and girls, to help those who not only have a business that are of the Hispanic heritage, of course, here in the Central Valley, but what advice do you give them, and how do you help them?
Well, from being on the board with the chamber, you know, we do again have these monthly workshops, and well, that are actually intertwined with our luncheon as well. So, for example, just recently we had last Wednesday we had an Amigo luncheon where we had somebody from the California Fast Railroad. What's it? Oh, yeah,
it's the bullet train. Right?
Yes, the bullet train. Yes, sorry, I forgot.
That they're going to be. It's what is it?
High-speed rail. Goodness gracious, yeah.
Right.
The high-speed rail come along and speak to our members about, hey, you know, do you...
They're going to be jobs.
Well, yeah.
That's what
do
they
you
claim.
You
That's
have your
what they
contract.
claim.
Yes, yes. But, you know, if they want to get involved, you know, how to get your contract written up and in place. So we send out email blasts. I mean, we're always in our members' faces. But as far as people that are not members, we, you know, we try to do media deals like this. You know, and we have a person dedicated to look out for the new businesses.
Right.
So
We got a phone call here, so let's see. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Good morning. You're on Connect with Me. How are you?
Good morning. One thing that nobody's mentioned yet, your guests today, the political powerhouse, the weight of the Hispanic community is going to have on our electorate. In the short term and specifically in the long term in the 21st century. Mm-hmm. Is this something that the Chamber, the Hispanic Chamber, do they have a subcommittee? Is this an issue that gets actively tossed around in the Chamber? Because it seems to me that the failure to talk about it so far indicates that maybe there is not a subcommittee or a PAC for Hispanics. Thank you.
Yeah, we used to have a HISPAC. I think it's been disbanded as of last year. We have a brand new board this year, almost all new members.
But the question I think from the caller is in terms of politics, the voting power of the Hispanics. I mean, John Hernandez himself, the CEO of your chamber, ran for Congress. The voting power is there, is it not, Erwin?
I am neutral in politics, so I'm not going to discuss anything about the politics.
Well, you don't have to tell us who you voted for, but I'm specifically asking about the voting power of the Hispanics.
Yeah,
and that's a fair question.
There's a buying power. That's what we're talking about. But with regards to the political ideals or the Hispanic power politically, I'm not going to answer to that.
Well, we're not asking you who you voted for, but I mean, it's like the elephant in the room. I mean, they have voting power, do they not?
The opportunity is there.
It doesn't matter who you vote for, whether it's Democrat or Republican or middle of the road. It doesn't matter. I'm talking about the specific voting power for the Hispanics to go to the polls and vote for their candidate, right?
Yeah, the opportunity is huge. And, you know, we always ask, I work in media, so you always ask, you know, are you catering, are you talking to the Hispanic consumer, because they have that voting power, and you see high-profile celebrities even saying, you know, vote, go to your local, you know, voting office and get your, you know, vote in. So, but as far as with regard to the chamber, you know, this year's going to be a new year, and I'm not sure.
I mean, let's face it, the Hispanic population is growing by leaps and bounds, not only here in California, but the Central Valley. They have the power to make political change in this state and in the Central Valley.
Yeah.
Do they not?
Oh, yes, they do. Yeah.
And I'm sure that's talked about in your...
And I don't think we're to our full potential yet. I don't think all Hispanics are out there voting. And
Yeah.
I think that is
Why
it's
is that,
still
do
a
you
work in
think?
progress.
Why aren't all Hispanics voting the way they should, in your opinion, Erwin?
Well, I mean, that's not something I have not analyzed with regards to that. But what I can tell you is that the Chamber is enabling our consumers to talk to their merchants. If they want to become a merchant and become a vendor, we'll give them the tools necessary for them to do that. Some of the folks don't know how to create a non-for-profit organization, a 503c, or some of them doesn't know how to look for a loan, and so we're able to enable that. Now, with regards to the Chamber, we are not exclusive to Hispanics or any particular race whatsoever.
I'm not Hispanic. Could I join if I wanted to
course.
and support the Chamber?
Of course.
Okay.
The Armenian community, doesn't matter where you come
The
from.
African American community.
The African American community.
The Asian community.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So it's not. It is dubbed as a Hispanic Chamber.
You're not excluding anyone.
Exactly.
Let's make that point.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, good.
Yeah. It's not a Hispanic club, if you want to call it. It's an association of vendors and merchants wanting to exploit and be able to use all their tools necessary to continue with this market, to continue to create jobs and then settle here in Central Valley.
Right. Hang on one second. Got a call here. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me. How are you?
Okay. I wonder if they're aware that maybe their problem is that there are a lot of Mexican Americans who don't like being called Hispanic. I mean, to be called Hispanic, that means you come from a conquered country, and me being Mexican, we were never conquered.
Yeah.
I can't speak to that because I'm not Hispanic.
It was a word created in, I don't even know if it was some research company but yeah, it was definitely a word that was created probably about 10 years ago. And unfortunately, that's what you see when you're doing your voting ballot, when you're doing surveys. What nationality are you? And it says Hispanic. It doesn't say Mexican American, which I also would prefer, but it's
easy to offend people nowadays. You got to just walk a fine line. I try not to offend anybody. I try to be straightforward, but got to be politically correct nowadays. You get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. Am I in trouble?
No.
Okay. All right. Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. Back in just a moment with our two guests, Brandi Carpenter and Erwin Villagomez. They're from the Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and we're pleased to have them in here today. A lot more to talk about on the other side of the break. Call in 265-4331.
Is taking care of laundry taking too much of your time? Have you become a missing mom? With a new fast, efficient washer and dryer from Ventura TV Video Appliance, you'll spend more of your day the way you want.
This Amana Super Capacity Washer Dryer Pair is now just $6.99, and this heavy-duty Maytag Super Capacity Washer Dryer Pair is only $8.99.
Don't spend your life on laundry. Upgrade today at Ventura TV Video Appliance and save.
And we're back here. You know, as the show goes on, we loosen up and we have a lot of fun here. We're talking with Brandi Carpenter, Erwin Villagomez, talking about the Central Valley California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And, we talked last segment about, being called Hispanic, being called Mexican, being called Latino. What's the preferred choice of that segment of our population now?
It's just it's an individual choice. To be called Latinos, I'm fine with that as well. But then a lot of people will be like, well, that's Latin America, that is not Mexico. I mean, I've heard it all, I think Hispanic just pretty much encompasses all of it. Whether you were, from Latin America.
For the rest of the show, can I say Hispanic? Is that all right?
Or Latino, yeah.
All right, Latino. All right. Yeah. The Latinos in this area, the business owners, what challenges do they face? More so than other groups of people or not? Explain the challenge.
Well, the challenge is, first of all, they, just like the Polish, the Irish, the Italians that came in right in the 1920s, they face immigration, they face an uphill battle trying to settle and trying to create jobs, trying to see their values with regards to their workforce, with regards to their careers and their goals and their dreams. There's a particular artist, for example, Crystal. She's going to be featured at the Latino Women's Conference Trade and Fashion Show. She's out of Sanger. She's making her way as her singing career. So she's using our chamber and to be able to create a voice for the community.
Yeah, we're going to put that video up right now. It's the Latino Women's Conference Fashion Show. It takes place on April the 12th. And so the challenge you're talking about is an uphill climb, is an uphill challenge for Latinos in this area? to become business owners?
It is, and right now, although the minority is becoming the majority in the U.S., we do see possibly a forecast of 25% of the Hispanic population being this buying power in the U.S. will no longer be the minority. However, there could be some stigmas, there could be some challenges, maybe there are some forms that are not available for them at their language or the interpretation of, and that's where the Hispanic Chamber is able to.
That's your CEO, John Hernandez. We're giving him too much airtime, by the way. What are we looking at over here, John? Erwin, explain it.
Well, that right now, that's from Fabulous Divas, the designer, and those are my models that we're able to teach them actually how to walk on the runway.
What's the purpose of the fashion show? What does it do? Does it raise money? Is it a charitable event, or what is it?
Oh, no, I mean, it's just a entertainment part of the whole Latino Women's Conference. So it's essentially it's a trade fair and a fashion show. Okay. So in the morning, it is free to the public, which we offer the workshops, and we have the trade fair. So we'll have all our members and our sponsors have booths out there, and it's a networking opportunity. It's a place for them to do face-to-face marketing with, our audience that are going to come in, and then the luncheon starts at noon.
Oh, okay. So where does this take place? What time does it start? We know it's on April the 12th. Time and place.
Radisson Hotel at 9 in the morning. The workshop are free. Okay. Be able to meet the vendors and the merchants is free. To be able to network is free. We're also going to have career ladders and different tracks for our students as well. How to dress for success, for example. We're going to have health and wellness. We're going to have a personal trainer there as well. Talk about nutrition and other financial tools are available, sponsored by the Small Business Administration as well. So there's lots of opportunity for free that the public could come in. The doors open at 9 o'clock at the Radisson Hotel.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, what's this HEAL project? We're going to put a picture up here. What does that have to do with the chamber? Explain that.
If you haven't met Diego Gutierrez Monterrubio, he is an artist, a local artist. He's right now out of Porterville.
All right.
And he has toured the country with the HEALS project since 2010. And what he has is he asks people to take pictures of their heels. Take pictures of their shoes.
You don't want to see mine, my friend. Okay? All right.
And you know what? And he converts that into art. He was inspired by his mother. And he always says that at the end of whatever she did, he says, you know what? Aside from this wardrobe or aside from the style, the best thing comes is what shoes you're going to put on. And so he wanted to address that and was inspired by his mom. And he has been touring the country for this since from New York to San Francisco. And now the HEAL project is coming to Fresno. So you're able to meet and greet the artist.
Will he be at the fashion show?
Yes, we'll have his...
Yeah, his exhibition will be there.
Okay, because he's from Porterville, not that far away.
That's correct.
And that's the one thing about this conference is we're bringing in a lot of local businesses. Our fashion show, I'd say, 75% of the wear that you're going to see is from local designers.
Right. We have Albrecht by Adam Eddy. We have Inner City Threads. We have Fabulous Diva. We have Shop Zoll as well. They're going to be local designers as well. We have Watche line that's going to show men's and women's wear.
Okay, so if somebody wants to get in touch with you, Brandi, don't give out your cell number.
Right.
But what's that's a joke, by the way. What's the office number if somebody wants to call the Hispanic Chamber?
So they would call the Central California Hispanic Chamber at
number is
559-495-4817. Had to think about that. So 495-4817.
All right, and that's the Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, not the Fresno area Hispanic Chamber. By the way, does the other chamber, are they going to be taking part in the fashion show or not? Is that just your event?
No, this is our event.
This is your event. Are they invited, or did you send out invitations?
Yeah, actually the press release is about to be sent out, and we sent that to all of our chamber partners.
Right, well, am I invited?
Oh, of course.
They can also go to www.cchcc.net for more information.
That's great.
Oh, and I guess I should be clear. The luncheon is $60 a ticket to attend the luncheon because we do have...
And the money benefits...
it goes back to the chamber, so we can do... Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Well, thank
Appreciate
you so much.
It. Erwin, we got to go. We're going to get cut off. We're back tomorrow with the Fresno Monsters, the hockey team. Oh, my gosh. Somebody's going to slam me up against the boards tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Have a great day.
look at that. Isn't that a great layout? You son of a gun.
This campaign is no good.
No good!
Darren and Larry, the original Mad Men on Bewitched.